April 22nd, 2017. So yesterday the ram pump shut down on me, and I wasn't sure what was going on. So I came down and I played with it a little bit, and I figured out that my pressure chamber is leaking. And this is an excellent opportunity because I just had a question in the comment section from Dead Dad's Racing Lara, I think is the YouTube handle. He was having trouble with his pump shutting off. It run for a couple hours and then shut off. And I said it could be one of two things. It could be air getting into your main delivery pipe or supply pipe, or it could be a leak in the pressure chamber. I suspect in his case it probably is a leak in the pressure chamber. And so before I do the repairs, and actually I'm going to use this as an opportunity for an upgrade to increase my chamber volume a little bit. So I want to see if it'll affect water delivery. Anyway, I'm going to use this opportunity to show exactly what a pressure chamber leak does. So I've got the line all charged up, and all we got to do is start the pump, and I think you'll see how quickly it stops, and then I'll show that you can hear the pressure leaking off. There we go. We're running. Basically what happens is the pressure chamber's had time to get air back into it, so it's got an air column in it again. But as we pump, and as the leak near the top of the pressure chamber bleeds off that air, we start to lose that cushion, and then we don't get our proper compression and refraction wave back, and it'll shut down and it won't operate. And one of the indicators that I saw before it went down yesterday was up top at the delivery line. You could see the water surging out of the delivery line. Usually by the time you get along a certain length of the line, you'll get a little bit of surging, but for the most part it'll be pretty steady flow. And in this case it went down to like you could see the surges very distinctively. So I knew there was something going on with the pressure chamber. Of course it's going to try and make a liar out of me here, but I know it'll fail. It's just a question of how long it'll run. I should mention it's a fairly slow leak in the pressure chamber, and I actually found it yesterday while we're waiting for this to die. It's somewhere right about in here on the bottom of this coupling. So since we've got pressure built up and I don't want to spend all day waiting for this to fail, be able to hear that. I don't know, I can't hear it. So, I don't know, maybe it's intermittently clogged. Anyway, there definitely is a leak. I definitely did hear pressure coming out of it yesterday, and so I'm going to go ahead and do some upgrades and repairs. Okay, so here we are, assembled. New double pressure chambers. Come around, let you see from this side. They both have threaded caps for the top. I only have 6 more tennis balls in stock, so I'm going to dump those in. I will probably get more in the future for now I'm going to just dump those extra 6 in, and the other 24 in there. Just wanted you to have an idea of what the volume of those actually is in there. My union valve coming into the ram pump from the delivery pipe developed a crack in it for some reason. Maybe it froze over the winter, I don't know. But I figured while I had all this apart, I'd replace it with a solid one. This is kind of a cheap one. I'm not impressed with the quality of this. You notice I did cut a little extra length in the pipe so I can still use this union for some low pressure application later, because these things are like $8 or $9 a piece, which isn't a lot of money, but I hate throwing out $8 or $9 if I can keep it and use it for some other project. In this case, it's taken the main pressure spike right at the base of the pipe going into the valve. We don't want leaks or anything reducing our efficiency. So it's been upgraded to a Schedule 80 union. And I just want to mention, I know in the Clemson guide that I read that they had trouble with keeping these threaded caps sealed for access to the pressure chamber. I found this is a really invaluable thing to be able to get in and look at your pressure bladder if you have one. And you know, it's just nice to be able to look inside your pressure chamber. So the easy solve I found for this was aquarium sealant. You put a bead of it around the thread and you thread it in, and you let it sit for 24 hours so that stuff can cure up before you start the pump up. It's a pain waiting, but I found on the last time I did it, no leaks at all. It worked well, and I ended up developing that leak I showed you a little bit ago in the coupling, which I suppose I should show you the old coupling. You can see I cut that out and I reused all my 3-inch pipe. I did have to pick up a new section for the new pressure chamber piece, but it's okay to have a little extra in stock. But so you can see inside of that how that wasn't cut square, and I'm sure that that contributed to the bad seal on this union, or on this coupling. So I should stress the point about making nice square cuts on the end of your pipe, so that you get a nice seat into your coupling. Anyway, I also want to mention that these are all the tools that I've used. Some PVC glue and cleaner, a hacksaw, pair of channel locks, well, 2 pairs of channel locks, measuring tape, and that's really it. And some thread tape. This stuff is invaluable. I recommend the wide stuff. It's a Teflon tape, and you wrap it around your pipe, especially on your steel to brass or steel to steel fittings if you want them to come back apart easier later on. You get a good coat of that on, and that keeps them from rusting together on you. That can make all the difference when you need to disassemble and, say, take out a valve like this to change it or something. Alright, I guess I'll show you the other side of the new union on the delivery pipe here. Right, it's the other side of that Schedule 80 union. I also trimmed this back a little bit so my union will be sitting free and clear of the board, because I think that was putting some excess pressure on it that we didn't want before. Alright, that's that. I'll continue assembly. Okay, here we are. Pump is fully assembled, back together. Caps are glued in. Now we just got to wait for the glue to dry, and then we can test it. Two away. Two away. Okay, So on another note, while that dries, I am upgrading the reservoir system in the upper part of the barn up top from a 60-gallon reservoir, which was a blue tank before. You would see that in the previous videos, to these two reservoirs, which are both 55-gallon barrels. At least that's what I understand. The one I did measure, that definitely is 55. This might be 50 or 45, whatever. We're going to call it 110 gallons of the high reservoir, which is great for running the sprinklers, irrigation system, stuff like that. The drip stuff will run off the 4,000-gallon pool reservoir at the lower elevation, but the overhead stuff really needs that extra elevation. That's also nice for watering chickens, spot watering, whatever. It basically acts like a normal garden hose, as you've probably seen in other videos. Anyway, I got some hydroponic ebb and flow adapters and drilled out holes and attached them. On the purple coated adapter, there is a drop tube that goes all the way to the bottom of the barrel. So the theory for this is both of these will be connected together with a T, as will both of the outputs, the overflow outputs. These do not have the drop, only one has the drop tube that goes to the bottom. So you bring your input in on these, okay, and then once that column of water is full, this tube is full, and the barrel starts to fill up. Now when you turn on the valve below, you automatically siphon back out of the barrel. So this way, you know, you can initiate siphon and gravity feed without having to put like a bell siphon or any kind of special setup in. These are, I used the aquarium sealant, and the barrels didn't come with gaskets, so there's aquarium sealant on where these lids go together as well. And we're just letting that stuff dry and cure also. I suspect with the cooler temperatures it might take another day or so, maybe 2, before it's dry enough to go up and install the system. But I guess while I got the camera out, I'll take you up there quick and show you how the new layout upstairs. I'm sorry I don't have my headlight on yet, but I think you can see tube comes up and tees. Oh, there's our resident bird. Tubes both come up and tee, the input and the output. One barrel over there, one over here. The reason they are where they are is underneath this is a supportive structure. I wanted to put the weight on extra supports. Do not want to have a collapse. Each barrel full, 5 times 8. You're looking about 400 pounds per barrel. So just want to be careful not to have a collapse. And while we're up here, I'll give you a bit of an aerial view of the farm. You can see everything is greening up, and I am slowly but steadily cleaning up. Garlic is doing well. And I think that concludes everything for this part of the video. Cheers.